National Association of Graduate Teachers, that's NAGRAT, has called for a review of the buffer stock food supply system for senior high schools across the country to avoid shortage. This follows complaints of unavailability of some food items from some senior high schools in spite of denials from the buffer stock company.
Upon inquiring at some senior high schools in Accra and speaking to some students and school heads off camera, it is clear that food supplies are short and variety of condiments insufficient. I spoke to the National Buffer Stock Company, also off camera, and the company maintains it's still early days yet to expect the full complements of a balanced diet for senior high school students. But NAGRAT disagrees.
We all knew schools were going to get reopened on the 7th. And we expected that the schools would be supplied with food long before reopening date. Because, you see, it is not even just the supply. It is even the organization of the storerooms of the schools and the kitchen, planning menu and all that. We can't have a situation where students return from home to school and there is no adequate food. What happens is that sometimes the supply is in batches. So if you are not too careful, you're going to have students eat one single type of food before the other variety arrives. And this is absolutely unacceptable. It's unfortunate the headmasters and the headmistresses cannot speak to this. But the fact of the matter is that as of Sunday, they were in a distressed situation. So the problem is that once they are seen as part of management, they ought to be seen managing situations, not to rather be stoking the fire in quotes. Before 5 years ago, the schools were purchasing food and supplies. So our view is that the whole arrangement, the management of it, and the process of it is flawed. It is the government that promised us a free senior high school. So we hold that government accountable. Because prior to free senior high schools, the onus was on the parents to pay. It is not every parent who pays school fees in full though, but once there is a process of payment, there will always be the availability of food in the schools. And in those days, suppliers were giving the schools food on credit. So the schools really had food and that sort of thing. So we need to have an inward re-examination of the system and see what approaches we can adapt to make the system very workable.